Hi everyone, it's Jackie in Nantwich here. I thought I'd show you the 4 frugal finds that I've found in Marks and Spencer's this week and what I'm going to sort of cook with them to have a really lazy, easy weekend. So if I cook them on the Friday, they'll last us for the weekend and then we can just get on with what we really enjoy doing the rest of the time. So the things that I've actually bought, I've bought some rice that cost, it's whole grain rice, that cost 70p, and I bought some mushroom soup, cream of mushroom soup. That was an amazing bargain at 60p. I can't believe how reasonable that is. And then, obviously not essential to life, I've bought a little jar of strawberry jam, which I think that was £1. And the fourth item that I've got are these mixed eggs, and they were 6 eggs for 1.35. That would have been a bargain, wouldn't it, 35p, but they're 1.35. So those are the items that I'm going to try and concoct something for our weekend to make it an easy weekend of meals. So if you're returning here, welcome. I'm really pleased that you've come back, and I hope you're finding things that sort of relate to you. And if you're new here, welcome, and I'm really pleased that you're here to join us. I'm Jackie in Nantwich, and the aim of the channel is really to live the best life that we can, or I'm hoping to try and live the best life that I can in my 60s. I'm in my 60s now, but as we approach our 60s and we're in our 60s and beyond our 60s, I like to call it living life in the, I call it the sweet spot really. And I think I've come to the point now where I've got less commitments. Either some of them have just sort of gone away of their own accord really, or some of them have actually made a decision to give up. So I've got more time now to spend doing the things that I really enjoy. And I think while I've got the energy and fingers crossed I've got the health, I'm trying to keep fit and well. I'm trying to eat reasonably well as well. And and I've got a zest for life that I want to keep learning things, and I want to keep positive, and I want to keep doing new things. So that's what the channel is, and if you want to come along and that sort of relates to things that you're interested in, more the merrier, I say. So let's get on with it. I won't waffle on any longer. So what I thought I'd do for our sort of lazy weekend sort of food, so that I've got something already prepared. I thought I've got some chicken. Actually, I've got a chicken in the fridge that I need to cook really. But you could always use frozen chicken fillets that you've defrosted, or chicken thighs. But I already have a chicken, so I'm going to cook that. And I'm going to use the rice and the cream of mushroom soup, because I thought what I might do is I might make sort of like a chicken and mushroom bake really. If I was cooking the chicken fillets, I would just put those and put the vegetables and the etc on it, and the mushroom soup I'm going to use as a sauce, I would put those on. But because I'm going to cook the chicken separate, I'm going to make the sauce separate. So with the sauce, I've got a carrot. Everybody has the carrot lurking about, don't they, somewhere? And I've got an onion, so I'm going to put carrot and onion, and I'm going to sort of just fry that off really. And I've got some mushrooms that I need to use that are in the fridge, so I'm going to put those in last thing, and then I'm going to put the sauce on the top and just see how the seasoning is and adjust it. And then I thought we could have the sliced cooked chicken with the mushroom sauce, and with the whole grain rice. It's microwavable, but I don't have a microwave. So what I'm going to do is I usually put it in a little frying pan with a little bit of oil and just heat it up that way. It only takes a couple of minutes. And sometimes, depending on what we're having to eat, I might warm up the rice a little bit and then push it to one side and then just whisk a little egg. And so we have sort of egg fried rice if we're having more of a Chinese sort of theme, or stir fry, that type of thing. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So hopefully that'll make 4 portions. 2 portions we'll have on the one night, and 2 portions probably the next night. And we'll have the rice with one of the meals, and I've got some potatoes that I need to use, so we'll probably just have baked potato. And I've always got a few little veg that needs using up as we get towards the end of the weekend. I usually could do my shopping on a Monday, really. That's when I go, because I find the supermarket's a lot quieter, so that suits me best. So I'm sort of thinking, how can I use all these bits and pieces up, really? So that's what I'm going to do for the 2 meals. With the eggs and the jam, I thought I might just make a very simple Victoria sponge sandwich, because you can't go wrong with that, can you, really? So I shall use 3 of the eggs and obviously the jam filling. The eggs are a mixed egg size, so I have to be a little bit mindful with the sponge mixture that I get the right proportions, really. But I'll just really play it by ear, I think. And use the jam for the filling. I usually like to make buttercream, I'll be honest, but to be honest, I can't really be bothered to make the buttercream today, and I do have a little bit of cream in the fridge that I need to use up, so I shall just whip a little bit of cream in and put that in with the jam and inside the filling. So that's what I hope to do with that. With the other 3 eggs, what I thought I might do is I might make something like a Spanish tortilla, but I might call it a Nantwich tortilla, as I'm in Nantwich. It won't be Spanish by any stretch, really, but it'll be my little version. So I shall use the 3 eggs to go into that. I've got some potatoes that I can use. So what I usually do is slice the potatoes and cook them in the frying pan so they soften up, with some onion. I've got a little wrinkly red pepper in the fridge that needs to go, so that'll be chopped up and go in it as well. And then I shall sort of put a little bit of oil, a few little frozen herbs, because I think they're brilliant. I don't really bother buying a lot of herbs, fresh herbs now, because I tend to think they just go in the compost bin, really. So the frozen ones I think are marvellous, because they're there, you can use them, there's no waste, and then you just put them in the freezer till you want them next time, and they taste just as good, I think, in my opinion, as fresh ones. So I shall do that. I shall cook it on the top of the cooker till the vegetables are pretty soft, and then what I'll do is I'll whisk the 3 eggs and I'll just pop it over the top of the cooked vegetables and just leave it till it sets, and then we've got sort of like a Spanish tortilla, haven't we? What I usually do is sometimes I might tip it out of the pan and then slide it back in the pan so it crisps up a bit on the other side, and you can always pop a little bit of sprinkled cheese on the top if you want to sort of make it a little bit more, adds a little bit more flavour, doesn't it? You've got a bit of cheese that you need to use up. And then what we'll do is we'll probably have that for sort of like a lunch, and we'll probably have it with, I've got a little bit of salad, like a little side salad, or a bit of crusty bread, and I think we're really good to go then. That'll probably last us more or less. It'll stretch over the weekend, won't it? And I do think I do like to try to be a little bit more frugal with food, and I don't like to waste anything. And I think the more sort of creative we can get with the little bits and pieces we might have lurking about, and they don't have to be fancy, it can be pretty simple food, and it saves us a little bit of cash, and we can use that little bit of cash and put it to good use somewhere else, either a little treat or towards something that we're saving for. So that's the intention. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get on with it, and then I'll get back to you and I'll let you know how I've got on. So everything's done now, and I've made the chicken and mushroom bake. I made the Victoria sponge sandwich, and I'm going to call it the Nantwich tortilla. So that's all done now. So we're all ready for the weekend. We've got easy meals. We just have to warm up. We can go out and enjoy the day, and we can come in and we've already got something ready to eat. We haven't got to worry about that. And we've managed to use up all the little bits and pieces ready, so I can go shopping on the Monday and restock for the next week. So if you've enjoyed the video today, I'd love a thumbs up if you would, please. I'd really appreciate that. I'm new to YouTube, and if you could subscribe, obviously that would be amazing too. I'd really like if you could join me every week. I'm going to try and post every week, so if you would look out for that, that'd be amazing. I'm going to let you get on with your day now, because I'm sure you've got plenty of things to do, and I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. So have a lovely weekend, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Take care and bye for now.